The natural world does an excellent job on cleaning up our pollutants, but we still need to look after it overall. Planting trees in the right place and giving land back to the nature through rewarding schemes is a good place to start. This is because the photosynthesis plants, they absorb the carbon dioxide as they grow and store it into the soil.
The easiest way to cut back on greenhouse gas emissions is simply to buy less stuff, whether by foregoing an automobile or employing a reusable grocery sack. Cutting back on consumption results in fewer fossil fuels being burned to extract, produce, and ship products around the globe.
Changing in our main energy sources to clean and renewable energy is the best way to stop using fossil fuels. Solar, wind, wave, tidal, and geothermal power are examples of these technologies.
We can see that as more fossil fuels are extracted and burned, the worse climate change will get. So why don't we just stop these actions? Don't extract it or burn it, then move the economies to the more sustainable methods like solar panels or wind turbines, because they are the better deal for the environment in the long term.
Oceans also absorb a significant quantity of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, which aid in the stabilization of our climate. Protecting the oceans and the species that live in them is, at the end, a way of defending ourselves against climate change.
Moreover, protecting the forest is also an important climate solution, as forests are crucial in the fight against climate change. Cutting down forests on an industrial scale destroys giant trees, which could have absorbed a huge amount of carbon dioxide. Yet, companies destroy forests to make ways for intensive animal farming, soya, or palm oil plantations. To stop this severe deforestation from getting more widespread, governments must set the legislation and impose punishments for those who disobey the law.
Next is to switch to sustainable transportation. Reducing car use, switching to electric vehicles, and limiting land travel would not only help stop with climate change, it will reduce air pollution too.
Another way to dramatically curtail transportation fuel need is to move closer to workplace, use mass transit, or switch to walking, cycling, or some other methods of transport that do not require anything other than human energy.
Plastic is made from oil, and the process of extracting, refining, and turning oil into plastic or even polyester for clothing is surprisingly carbon intense. As plastic does not decompose quickly in nature, a lot of it gets burned, which contribute to emissions. Plastic demand is increasing at such a rapid rate that by 2050, plastic production and disposal will account for 17% of the world carbon budget. Therefore, we have to quickly take action to maintain our green.
There are some solutions for climate change, such as reduce food waste, go vegetarian, recycle your waste, have some family planning, and be efficient.
Now we come to the part of infrastructure upgrade. And here are some facts that you should know right there. Is that 33% of the greenhouse gases emissions come from the buildings around the world. And in that 33%, 43% of that number comes from the USA alone. Despite the fact that electric grids are now at near full capacity, demand for electricity are now still rising throughout the years due to the rise of populations around the globe. And even though now we have more fuel efficient vehicles or electric cars like Tesla, it is still affected by extreme weather caused by greenhouse gases or poor road conditions due to wear and tear. Now for the solution part, we could investing in new infrastructure or start upgrading existing roadways and transmission line, and it would really help to assist the reduction of greenhouse gases and its effects that it could bring to the people. Thank you.